Before we get into today's video, guys, I want to shout out rockauto.com. You guys know I use them for about 90% of my car part ordering. They do not sponsor the channel, but they are definitely one of my favorite places to get all my car parts from that you need, and you need decent quality parts. Because right here's the radiator I ordered for the Nissan, and you can see it's really great quality. It was wrapped in a whole bunch of styrofoam. I even folded it over just so I could let it sit here and it wouldn't get dirty or anything while we were filming the video. But great company, highly recommend rockauto.com. They do not sponsor the channel, but as always, all my social media is down in the description box for you guys to check out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to today's video. We are doing a radiator and fan replacement on my 04 Nissan Sentra. Now, we got the canopy out today because it is raining. Probably one of the best investments I've made is this stupid canopy to stay dry so I can work on the cars in the rain. But we are doing, like I said, the radiator and the cooling fan. Now, I'm pretty sure the radiator that's in there is bad, so we're gonna replace it. If you didn't check out the last video, we did bleed the coolant system, took it for a test drive, that type of thing, and it still had the problem of randomly overheating after an hour or so of running and only at a stop. So then that means the problem was either the fan or my radiator was clogged somewhere inside the radiator. So we're just gonna replace it. And yeah, I'll show you how to do it. It's really easy, really simple. One thing you do want to keep in mind when you do order your new radiator, they don't come with a radiator cap. So you're going to want to keep a radiator cap, and they don't come with the upper and lower hoses either. So if you do plan on replacing those, you're going to have to order them separately. And yeah, let's get into this. All right, so first things first, you're going to have to jack up your vehicle, and then right here underneath on the driver's side is the little drain cock to drain your coolant. You're gonna have to drain your coolant. Now I'm pulling this hose off also, so I'm gonna pull that as well. But here, let's see if we can get a good view here. This should turn to the left, and then it'll start to leak coolant like so. And then if you take your radiator cap, it should flow a little bit faster. See, now it's more steady, it's not as sporadic, but it's coming out. And then I'm also gonna pull this hose right there off, and then it'll help drain it a lot quicker as well. And as you can see, it is all draining out down there. Just gotta wait for it to come out, slowly but surely. Okay, so while that's draining, you can start pulling your plugs. I recommend just taking a flathead, and here, I'll show you on this one. Taking a flathead and just pressing in the little, pressing it in like that, and then pulling it out with your other hand. Can't do it with one hand, but yeah, you just push in the little clip and pop it out. And then all these little connectors here, I couldn't find these at the auto parts store, but you should be able to pry them out with the flathead without breaking them, kind of like this one here. Okay, so once you have your wires disconnected, they're both on the same thing, and you pull them along, you can unwind them out through everything because they're all wound through everything. You're going to pull your upper radiator hose off, and you're gonna disconnect your little reservoir line, which is right here, which is the little hose clamp. Now these guys here are, let me see here, let me make sure before I tell you the wrong size. Alright, they're 10 millimeters, so you got these two here and these two here for your radiator brackets, and then you're gonna pull those out and your radiator and fan should just come straight up and out. But I'll update you after I take these 4 bolts out. Okay, so this little battery pack was in the way. You pop the lid off and there's these tabs right here. You just push the tabs in and wiggle it up and it will come off, and then you will free up this little space here to get your radiator out. And now it should just come straight up. Okay, so once you get it out, there's these 2 bolts here. One here, I took this one out, and the one here at the top of your radiator fans to hold it in. The new one did not come with these bolts. They are also a 10 millimeter bolt, so you're just gonna have to pull those out to put them into the new one. Okay, so my new radiator did not come with these little rubber bumpers, I guess we'll call them. They were on the bottom of my old radiator right here, like this. So I popped these off. We're gonna pop these on to the new radiator here, just like this. And then we are gonna pop this new radiator in. So I will show you how to pop this guy or slide this guy back in, and then I'll show you reconnecting, and then we gotta bleed the system. Okay, so now everything is disconnected. The radiator is still dripping a little bit of fluid out, but as you can see, that it is loose. Okay, so once your radiator goes back in, it'll look just like this. I tighten these brackets back down. You want to make sure that your little rubber pieces on the bottom that I showed you are lined up with the holes, and then you're going to run your wire. I'm assuming that goes underneath the upper coolant hose, and then it'll go back underneath like that. It'll pop all those little clips back in all the little holes like they were, but make sure you reattach all your clips. And then we will have to fill and bleed the system. So I'm going to show you guys that. I showed you in the last video that. We're going to do it again, but this time we're going to fill the whole system. Last time I didn't empty the system. I just added some coolant and bled it. Okay guys, so now she is running. We got the funnel hooked up with some coolant in it. I filled the radiator. After I put this in, I poured coolant until it got to here. So once the coolant stopped going down and it got to this point, then I stopped pouring coolant in. Now we're gonna let it run. We're gonna let it get to temp, and we're gonna watch this for air bubbles. So we're gonna wait and let her get up to temp, and we will bleed the system out, take her for a test drive. And I did put some coolant in the reservoir too, to just below the max. So we will see what happens. Okay, so here we are in the cab. We got the heat to the low setting. She's just getting the temp, and we are watching the funnel. I spilled a little bit of coolant on the motor, so we're gonna have a little bit of smoke because the coolant's burning off that fell on the motor. But other than that, we are good. We're just waiting for the bubbles. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me go over here so you can see the bubbles. Alright, as you can see, the bubbles are working themselves out slowly but surely. So you just gotta wait till the coolant is still and no bubbles. And you can see the little bit of smoke. That's just from all this coolant I spilled in here. It's nothing really to worry about. But yeah, we're waiting on these bubbles. Okay, so we are here probably 40 minutes in. She's idling good. Her normal operating temp is fine. Bubbles keep coming out and the heat's not blowing out hot yet, which means there's still air in the system. So we just kind of got to sit here and keep waiting. You could give it a little bit of gas too, if not ridiculous amount of gas like that, but like if you want to keep it like right around 1500 to 2000 RPMs, it'll help flush the bubbles out faster. But I don't want to burn through all my gas sitting here. But yeah, you can give it some gas and it'll flush your bubbles out. And then just gotta wait. As long as it don't overheat and a little bit of hot air comes out of here eventually, we'll be good. Okay guys, so that's how you replace your radiator in your 04 Nissan Sentra. Now, hopefully this fixes all our coolant issues. I took it for a little bit of a test drive. No more overheating issues like it was. So we should be good. Now we can move on to the actual modification part of this car. Pretty sure we're going to hook this one up for sure. Like, we're going to put a full stereo system, speakers, everything. We might do a motor swap if I can find a cheap 2.5 liter motor to throw in here. I mean, yeah, I could just buy a Sentra with a 2.5 liter motor in it, but where's the fun in just buying one with the motor already in it? You know? We're going to do some other maintenance stuff on this too. I got to do oil change. We're going to change the plugs and wires, or the coil packs and coil packs and plugs. Oh, tongue-tied today. And in a future video, and we'll see what happens. So far, so good. I mean, that's all we can really ask for. She's running now, so if you guys watch the video this long, I will see you guys in the next one. Good vibes, good cruising, and don't forget to subscribe because we got lots more car videos coming.